Good evening, everyone. This is Pamela coming at you with a video vlog on her Keeping It Real podcast. I want to talk about a couple things tonight, but we're going to start off with what's happened in the news tonight. I heard that political commentator Charlie Kirk got shot tonight at a big convention or rally at a Utah college. A lot of people are worn out by the political bullshit. Believe me, I'm right there with you. I get it. I totally get it. If you ask me if I feel bad for his family, on some aspects I do. He may be a father. He may be a grandfather. I don't know. I feel bad for his family that they have to deal with this. But as a political person and a public figure, no. I don't give a damn. I'm burned out. I'm tired. Until our government, quote unquote, gets off their high horse and actually does their jobs to lower inflation, get our food prices back down to where we can afford stuff, and help cut electricity bill costs. Maybe then I might start trusting the government again, but right now I really don't know and I really don't care. Some people are already saying that Charlie Kirk may be dead. One guy that claimed he was in the service said it looked like he got shot in the jugular vein. And when you get shot in your jugular vein or any big vein on your body, you could possibly bleed out in less than a minute. It doesn't look good. But yeah. I didn't hear any comments from Donald Trump. I don't want to hear anything that guy has to say. But, it goes with the territory of being a public official. He's joined the ranks of people like John Fitzgerald Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, John Lennon, just to name three. I'm sure other people have gotten shot. I think a member of John F. Kennedy's cabinet was also shot and disabled because of it. Yeah. I'm sure you all remember when John F. Kennedy was savagely assassinated. And Abraham Zapruder caught that moment on camera and was often hounded for that footage. And he claims, he has made many comments up to the time he died that he wished that he never took some of that footage. But look at it this way. When you go into politics or entertainment, you open yourself up to ending up getting shot. Look at what happened to Christina Grimmie, the young woman from the show My Sister Sam. And especially when John Lennon was assassinated. How many of you were alive when that happened, huh? I keep hearing about all this. They're blaming the left. They call me a left leaner because I actually give a damn about my fellow countrymen. But what I don't like is our country being treated like a damn police state. We've seen it in Washington, D.C. He's threatened, Donald Trump has threatened to send members of the forces to Chicago to enforce law and order. And I heard Donald Trump got heckled pretty bad, as he should be. But yeah, we'll talk about Donald Trump another day. But Charlie Kirk has joined the ranks of many political and famous figures that have gotten shot. Some people are saying he's already dead. I feel bad because a member of his family is finding out tonight that their husband or their brother, if he's a brother to anyone, their brother has been shot, the husband has been shot, and maybe he has kids. Maybe their dad has gotten shot. So on the family side, yeah, I do feel bad, but as a political figure, no. Nope, because if they're going to allow Donald Trump to do what he's been doing, overstepping his bounds, sending out the National Guard to D.C. and possibly Chicago and other states. Something's wrong here, you know. Sure, you guys want the Second Amendment, but what about our rights as human beings to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? You know, you should start enforcing immigration laws. We wouldn't have had this problem. Just like I heard about a guy who kicked a dog that was sniffing imports, you know, for illegal contraband, like vegetables that aren't allowed here and other various meats that aren't allowed here. I heard about a guy from Egypt who came over here, and they were going through his bags, and they found like vegetables and certain meats that aren't allowed to be in this country. The guy got all upset and kicked the dog, where it got a contusion in the ribs and wound up going to the veterinarian's office. He got arrested, he got charged, and spent some time in jail, and he was deported right away. They put his ass on a plane, told him to go home to Egypt and to not come back. So that's how you enforce the immigration. But for those that are here on work visas, if they're doing their jobs and they're working hard and they want to be a member of the American public, you know, those that want to come here for good reason and they're willing to work hard for it, you got a certain time to be on that visa, and in that time you study up on your Constitution, you study up on what you need to do, and then you wait to see if you get approved for citizenship. That's all. But Donald Trump doesn't want that. He wants an all-white country. He wants all the disabled people to suffer. He wants everybody to suffer. The CDC is in a pickle. Everybody is in a pickle. Everyday Americans are in a pickle. They're trying to pay their house bills. They're trying to pay their high cost of groceries. For me, it's almost like $200 a month for a little bit of nothing. So, yeah. As for a political figure, I really don't give a damn about what happened today. But if the guy has kids and a family, I feel bad for the family. That's all. Because they have to live with the fact that every time their husband or father walks out the door, there's always going to be somebody out there that'll do something that'll hurt them or even kill them. It's happened to John Lennon. It's happened to John F. Kennedy. It's happened to Christina Grimmie. And who else has been shot? You know, Donald Trump got damn lucky when he got his shots. He got a graze on the ear. But from what I heard about Charlie Kirk, he may have been hit in his jugular vein, and that's the worst place you could ever get a hit. And people are already speculating that he could be dead. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I'm going to get on, maybe in the morning. I'm going to be doing a video for the 9/11 commemoration tomorrow. If I don't get on, be sure you get up, light a candle for the victims, because 24 years ago this year, our Twin Towers got attacked and destroyed. The Pentagon got hit and partially destroyed. And a plane was heading toward our beautiful capital. But thanks to some brave men on that plane, they helped bring that plane that was headed toward D.C. down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. It cost many innocent lives, but they saved the Capitol from being erased off the face of the planet. And be sure to watch the reading of the names tomorrow. We can never forget about that part of history, no matter how hard Trump may want to try and erase that. And speaking of Trump wanting to erase things, I heard he was going after the Smithsonian, but I heard the Smithsonian is taking a stand against Donald Trump, as they should. You can't glorify solely the good parts of history. You have to tell everything about our country's history. How we got here, how we became a country, who discovered America, who made the flag, which I think was Betsy Ross, by the way. A woman, yeah. So you have to learn everything about our history. You have to hear the good and the bad. You have to hear about political figures that died during their tenure in office. I think it was Roosevelt who died in office. You heard about the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. You heard about the assassination of John Lennon in 1980 and the attempted assassination on Reagan in 1981. You know, and everybody is so concerned about Charlie Kirk. The right is acting like it's the first time a political figure has gotten shot. No. Nope. It isn't. But I'm tired of the bullshit in politics. I'm tired of them not doing their jobs. Many people are struggling to pay their food bills and electric bills and everything else. So until our political people get off their damn high horse and stop treating this country like a fucking police state and do your jobs like you're supposed to, I don't want to hear a word about our political figures. So that's all I have to say about that. So stay tuned. I'll probably get up early in the morning before 9 o'clock so I could watch some of the 9/11 tributes, because that's an important part of history you don't ever want to forget about. People like Ben Vereen have sacrificed their health going down there and giving water and supplies to first responders that night. The cast of Seinfeld was in New York around the time that happened. And they helped a person find a safe haven to get a shower when he come walking up the street covered in building dust. And I remember seeing the documentary Hotel Ground Zero. If you can find it on Internet Archive or Daily Motion, you should watch that. Because it talks about how a man tried to help a lady named Jenny Ann who got doused with jet fuel as the planes crashed into one of the towers. So, yeah, we can't forget about that part of history, no matter how much the left may want to try to forget about it, or people like Donald Trump want to think that we were celebrating that day. No. We'll talk about that more sometime tomorrow morning, but let me know what you think about Charlie Kirk taking a bullet tonight. I'm sad for his family because he is a family member. He's possibly a father and a husband. Other than that, as a public figure, I really don't want to think about that right now. Until they get off their high horses and start doing their jobs like they're supposed to, I don't want to hear anything more about it. And some people are speculating that Charlie Kirk had died today, so don't shoot me. I'm just going by what people are talking about on the Super Slam, that is YouTube. And people are complaining that the footage was frosted over. But, you know, we have to follow YouTube's guidelines. No glorified blood, remember? And I think there was one guy who said From what he did see of it, it looked like it hit the guy in the jugular vein, and that's the worst place you could ever get a bullet, because you could bleed out within a minute. So, he joined the ranks of many public officials and famous people that have gotten shot. And very few are lucky to survive such a gunshot. So, we'll just have to wait and see. I'll get back on here tomorrow and we'll talk again. And if I don't get on, light a candle for the people that died on September 11th, 2001. If you know somebody that was in that building, light a candle for them. Think about them. I always try to watch the reading of the names every year. And the woman I did know, Marnie Pont O'Doherty, was a Rick Springfield fan, and she came down to my city in 2001 to the Ohio State Fair on August 10th of 2000 to see Rick Springfield. And she got me backstage to meet him. And we often talked about some of our favorite records from Rick. And I think about her every year. And I have to talk about it because she became a part of history. She became a part of the wrong side of history, but she's a part of history. She was one of the many victims that died at the hands of idiots who didn't want us to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I gotta get a drink. I'm tired, and I'm about ready to go to bed. And it's only about, I think 5:30 or so. Let me see. Yeah, it's only 5:30 and I'm already tired, so yeah. Let me know what you guys think about what happened today in Utah. I'll get back on here in about another day. Be on the lookout for a new video tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have my hair washed and I'll look a lot better. Good night, and keep the people of 9/11 in your thoughts. And to the government, do your jobs. People are tired of the MAGA freaks. We need to start coming together as a country. But if you don't expect me to feel sorry for you. Nope. I'm done. I'm baked. I'm burnt. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll talk at you again soon. And if you're thinking about leaving bullshit on my page, I'm not going to have it. Not in the mood for it. I'm done with the constant being treated like I'm in a police state kind of mind. The only thing I want is to go to my family reunion here later in September, get out of town for a couple hours, maybe slam a couple of good stiff drinks, and then I'll come home and go to my safe space, which is my bed. It's the one place I know I can get some peace anymore. So, good night, everybody. I'll talk at you again really soon.